Hello friends, this is Professor Gelders. I have filtered water from my fridge and a tap water from my sink. What I wanted to do is I want to see whether or not the filters actually work. Filters are meant to remove the extra amounts of calcium and magnesium and also chlorine from the water. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to measure the water hardness, which is the measure of the dissolved minerals in it. Like I mentioned before, it's calcium and magnesium. In addition to that, I'm also going to measure the amount of chlorine in the water. Okay, let's keep in mind that an optimal water hardness is 3 to 7 grains per gallon, while the maximum amount of parts per million of chlorine is 4. Let's see what this test shows. First, I'm going to put a strip on filtered water. I'm going to get my strip I'm going to measure hardness. Let's put a few seconds here. Then I'm going to match it up with my chart. And we're going to see what is the amount on this sample. All right, here it is. Water hardness. Here it is. You can see right there. It's right between the 3 and 7 right here, actually right there. 0.3. There you go. Okay, there you go. So is it between 0 and 3? I would say 2. And like I mentioned before, it should be no more than 7. So this filter is doing a pretty good job by removing calcium and magnesium. Now, I'm going to check the amount of calcium and magnesium in tap water. Okay. Water hardness right there. And you can see now it is actually a little higher than 3. As you get, this is getting darker and darker, and this yellow right there. So tap water definitely has a little more than calcium and magnesium than the filtered water, right there. Right there. Okay? So we just measured water hardness. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna now measure alkalinity and acidity. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm gonna measure now the amount of chlorine on filtered water. The amount of chlorine should not exceed 4 parts per million. On filtered water, see, it's pretty it's actually very low. You can see here what all white is 0 to 0.1. It's not even close on the bluish side right here. So it is less than 0.1 parts per million on the free chlorine. And in the total chlorine is about 0.2, between 0.2 0.5, not even that. It's actually, this filter is working really good in removing the chlorine. Now, I'm gonna check now the amount of chlorine on tap water. Should be higher if you tap water, and we'll see. As you can see, this at the top is getting darker, not quite here, but it's still, and the total chlorine is about 0.5, and on the free chlorine is in between 0.1 and 0.2. So it's not quite 0.2. It's not quite 0.2. So it means that the tap water here in Hollywood, Florida is not that bad when it comes to drinking water. There you go, right there. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you, if I got this enough time, is to show how carbon dioxide makes rainwater acidic. Of course, not as acidic like the acidity of a lemon, but this is slightly acidic because rainwater, as it falls, as it precipitates, is mixed with carbon dioxide in the air. Now here I have a straw, and I'm gonna blow some air on this recipient. And by blowing air, I will be adding carbon dioxide into the water. Soon after, I will measure its pH, and we'll see what happens. Now let's get the strip. Look at the pH. And let's keep in mind that tap water should be at 7. Should not be alkaline, should not be acidic. It should be at 7. So now we're going to see what is the pH of this water with carbon dioxide. This is basically sort of like mimicking rainwater, okay? Let's look. As you can see, should be 7, but this color is not quite 7 at all. I mean, look at this. It's actually lighter. So if you can see, by adding the air bubbles, which contain CO2 from me, this water is slightly acidic. And the total alkalinity of the water is at about a 180 on the total alkalinity. But you can see, once again, this is how it should be, but it's in between these two, between the 7 and 6.5. So this shows the rainwater is slightly acidic. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.